Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Now I'm doing something a little bit different. Let me know how you guys kind of like this format. If you guys don't like it, then I can kind of switch it back. But as you guys know, my main focus in this game, apart from PvP, is to be, to basically control the flow of the money on the servers, man. And so to do that, I need to make money so I can eventually become, top tier millionaire. All right, top G. But with that being said, I'm just gonna do some skinning for right now. Like I don't plan on doing any kind of like main quests, any kind of anything special. Like this one is gonna be kind of a more of a laid back one. I'm also gonna be reacting to this video claiming that Arthas is the least redeemable character in World of Warcraft. I like to hear takes that are much different from mine. I don't believe this is the case, but at the same time, I want to hear someone's different opinions when it comes to World of Warcraft, because that's how you grow and that's how you learn, by taking in other people's opinions and viewpoints, and you grow with that. You learn from that. So I'm gonna have this video up there in the corner. I'm gonna be just skinning some animals here, some boars. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of laid back. Let me know if you guys kind of like this style. I'm trying something a little bit different. I don't know how you guys are gonna take it, but if you guys don't like it, then let me know. All right, let's get started.
I don't know. I hope Arthas plays a part. I scrap this over redemption.
I have to do two things at once. That's why I'm kind of doing this.
Redemption, and then I'm on board.
Yikes.
Glass of water with Lily. And I'll leave this I'll leave the video in the comments section below. Arthas did everything wrong.
In all of World of Warcraft, I don't think there's ever been a character as pivotal and important.
Of course, there's a guy talking with a female avatar. Of course.
As Arthas. Arthas influenced most of World of Warcraft's story, and almost everything that happens in WoW can be traced back to Arthas in some way. Sometimes it's a significant way, like being the main antagonist of an expansion. Sometimes it's in smaller ways, such as being the first of many abusers for another. Most of the most popular characters in WoW have some ties to Arthas in some way, and he's the one character that most people are familiar with. Which is why it frustrates me that in recent years there's been this push from the seedier and disgusting sides of the community to demand that Arthas get a redemption and insist that Arthas did nothing wrong, which they also did with Garrosh at the same time, demonstrating...
I mean, to me, I don't believe Arthas did anything wrong. I feel like he did what was necessary. Not so much wrong, but really necessary,
First and foremost, that men really should just not be allowed to have opinions, ever. So let's talk about Arthas. Now, normally when I talk about villains that people want redemption arcs for, I'm usually extremely negative because the prospect of those characters getting one is actually, really high, and they weren't all that great to begin with. But when it comes to Arthas, my objections come from a different place. I'm of the opinion that Arthas' story is one of the best character stories.
Oh, I can't wait to get to that cutscene.
In that you see a man doom himself through his own decisions and his refusal to listen to the people around him, allow his ego to completely consume him and spitefully drag him to his own death and subsequent earned torment at the hands of all of the
is that his father?
And also Tyrion is there. But despite Arthas' popularity as a character, his story isn't really appreciated all that much. Recent years, and especially with the release of Shadowlands, have shown people wanting Arthas to receive despite Arthas' popularity as a character, his story isn't really appreciated all that much. Recent years, and especially with the release of...
Why did the main character beat a minor supporting character in a fight? Mary Sue. I'm guessing Sylvanas was the main character, and this other Lich King was the minor one.
Of Shadowlands have shown people wanting Arthas to receive some sort of redemption in the form of being absolved of all of his crimes. There's an assumption that he became a victim.
Now, see, I don't think Arthas should be absolved of all of his crimes, even though I don't know everything that he's done. But from the limited knowledge that I do know, I don't think he deserves redemption. More so, maybe, I guess the right word would be penance. I mean, because redeem is like a strong word, so I don't know if redeem is the right term. I don't know.
once he took up Frostmourne or put on the Lich King's crown, to insist he was being controlled by Ner'zhul or the Jailer. It's not only a denial of the actual story, but it's also an incessant demand for the story to be worse. Arthas' story isn't one of being duped, it's one of arrogance, bloodlust, and entitlement. As a paladin, Arthas was hot-headed and arrogant, and it often didn't take much for him to rush to eradication as a solution for his problems.
These orcs will never surrender.
Then let's get in there and destroy the beasts.
Remember, Arthas, we are paladins. Vengeance cannot be a part of what we must do. If we allow our passions to turn to bloodlust, we will become as vile as the orcs.
Throughout the entire campaign, Arthas is so quick to rush to extermination as a solution that it starts to alarm people around him. As the investigation into the plague goes on, he eventually devolves to the point of advocating genocide.
These people have all been infected. They may look fine now,
The city must be
but
purged.
it's just a matter of time before they turn into the undead. This entire city must be purged.
What? How can you even consider that?
Yo, what are
There's
these?
got to be some
What are
other
these
way.
cinematics? What are
Damn
these
it, Uther.
cutscenes?
As your future king, I order you to purge this city.
You are not my king yet, boy. Nor would I obey that command even if you were.
In the face of a potential
Dude, this looks
calamity,
crazy.
Arthas's
Like, did
first
they actually make a
suggestion
series
is
and I just-
mass slaughter? Sounds rather
Like, did they actually just make the series and I just don't know about it? Because I've never seen these like cinematics before.
familiar, doesn't it?
And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
But random, dispassionate, fair.
I mean,
to each other
technically-
alike. They called me a madman.
Stratholme is given a lot of narrative weight by the community, but it's interesting just how quickly the game brushes it off. We rush off to Northrend almost immediately with only a single cutscene from Jaina in the aftermath. And of course we don't hang around for very long. Stratholme is the first city Arthas destroys, but throughout the next two campaigns, he sows destruction all over the Eastern Kingdoms. Stratholme isn't even his worst crime. Arthas' decision to chase Mal'Ganis to Northrend is seen by everyone
Really?
as a terminally bad move, but Arthas simply cannot stop lunging into bad decisions and think for a few moments. His desire to defend his people has always been, in reality, a thirst for blood. Throughout the human campaign, Medivh appears before Taranis and Arthas to tell them to take their people to Kalimdor, where they can fight the Burning Legion who is behind all of this. And both of them refuse out of pride. It's only Jaina who actually listens and takes the survivors of Lordaeron to Kalimdor. While Arthas is dooming himself, Jaina is actually saving the people of Lordaeron. Arthas continues to use defending his homeland as an excuse for what is, in actuality, a lust for power, even to the point of taking up Frostmourne and losing the last vestiges of his sanity. There's this perception that Arthas became a different person after taking
I lust for power. Now wait a minute. Now I've never. I lust for power. I don't see Arthas really. From my time reacting to Warcraft 3, I never felt as though he wanted. Like there was never really a scene where he was kind of edging his father to, like, I don't know, maybe step down and he'd take the throne and a lust for power. I've never felt that. Guys, let me know what you guys think about that. I don't think that there was a lust for power, man.
up Frostmourne. But as we've seen, Arthas has always been power hungry. All that really happened throughout the human campaign is that the people who were...
but the only reason, again, he picked up Frostmourne was because he thought he was helping his people. Because he was trying to stop Mal'Ganis.
Reining him in steadily fell away to be replaced only by the Lich King, who goaded and enabled him further. Arthas never truly cared about Lordaeron's people. He never really wanted to defend the kingdom. He only wanted to protect what he believed rightfully belonged to him. And after killing his father, he burned Lordaeron to the ground to raise it into undeath, because it's now his kingdom, and he will do whatever he pleases with it. Arthas tears across Lordaeron, remorselessly
I need to find these cinematics.
everything he tried to do in the previous campaign, slays his mentor, and then traps his soul into Frostmourne.
I dearly hope that there's a special place in hell waiting for you, Arthas.
We may never know, Uther.
Bro, I need to find these.
I intend to live forever.
I need to find these cutscenes.
In the book, he even dumps his father's ashes onto the ground after only thinking it over for a moment just to keep Kel'Thuzad's remains safe to make the journey to Quel'Thalas. And you all know what happens in Quel'Thalas. I think out of all of Arthas' crimes, this is perhaps the most well-known. Sylvanas holds off Arthas so effectively that he becomes enraged and turns her into a banshee out of spite. And I need to give special mention to this one line of dialogue.
After all you've put me through, woman, The last thing I'll give you is the peace of death.
This one line where Arthas is practically whispering into the player's ear is creepy, it's disturbing, and for me, it's actually extremely triggering, and it's probably one of the most excellent...
I mean, I wanted to say that was all Arthas, but I don't know how much of that was just the warping of his mind, you know, being that... I mean, he was a Death Knight. I mean, being that... Ner'zhul, yeah. Freaking that Ner'zhul was also, like, kind of whispering in his ear. Like, I don't know how much of his personality actually changed, like, once he, you know, set forth on that path and picked up Frostmourne.
Delivered lines on the game. It's the Undead campaign where Justin Gross really shows off his talent as a voice actor in how he portrays Arthas's almost sneering sadism at times.
I didn't know what it held. Nor does it matter.
Wait, can I skin this?
I'll take what I came for one way or another.
And we all know the story from there. Arthas rips Sylvanas' soul apart and turns her into a banshee. He lets Sylvanas keep her self-awareness, which was unusual for undead at the time, just to make her watch as he destroyed her homeland, unable to stop and unable to even exert her own will. Then he continues to torture her for the better part of a year afterward, while insisting that it was her fault that she was even in this position in the first place. He even keeps her body in an iron coffin to find ways to use it to further torment her, and spends the next year taking out all of his anger and sadism on this one woman. Arthas' Sylvanas is read by many as abuse and by many more as rape. It simply hits too close to home for a lot of people to be read as anything else.
Go back.
Anger and sadism on this one woman. Arthas' torment of Sylvanas is read by many as abuse and by many more as rape.
Now wait a minute. You guys can't claim that shit. Now, is there actual confirmation in the books that he actually violated her like that? Now, I can understand torment, sure, but is there actual, like, an actual definition in the book saying that, hey, man, like he laid pipe? Is there confirmation? Guys, let me know. Because, I mean, that's a bold claim. It is a claim, but it's a bold one.
Close to home for a lot of people to be read as anything else. This is why Sylvanas is often called an abuse or rape survivor, and it's one of the main reasons why calls for Arthas' redemption are so ghoulish, because Arthas' actions here are simply too personal and too sadistic to be the work of the Lich King controlling him. What Arthas does to Sylvanas is personal, and the sheer unbridled sadism with which he does it is nothing short of disturbing. It's too disturbing. Ner'zhul has no reason to endlessly torture someone like this. He doesn't care about roadblocks as long as his long-term goals are fulfilled. The Lich King's slaughter is dispassionate. It's a means to an end to raise more undead.
Okay, homie's kind of cooking. That is, I never thought about that. Guys, let me know, is there, I don't know if there's, because I do know that, like, once Frostmourne, like, I guess kills someone, like, their soul is kind of like infused in the blade. But is Sylvanas the only one that has ever, I guess, been kind of tormented like this? I mean, is she like the only, I don't want to say banshee. Is she the only one that, what's the right word, that's been, like, I guess, tormented like this from the actual Lich King?
It's never this personal for him. This is all Arthas.
If
there is ever
that does
one
sound
thing
personal.
to take away from Arthas' story, it's that this is the ultimate turning point of him from just another fallen hero archetype into something truly disgusting and monstrous. And so Arthas defiles a Sunwell and continues to murder and pillage his way across the world until he eventually becomes one with the Lich King, and this is where things get interesting. In the book, there's a scene towards the end while Arthas is in hibernation, where he's arguing with Ner'zhul and his own conscience. Both are trying to pull him on different paths. Ner'zhul wants Arthas to merge with him so he can have complete control, and his conscience wants him to repent. Arthas' response is to destroy his conscience, and then destroy Ner'zhul and take control of the Scourge for himself. There was a lot of debate about Ner'zhul being destroyed after Sylvanas broke the helm, but in truth, he was destroyed long before then. Arthas was always fully in control of his own actions during his time as a Death Knight and the Lich King. And so far, Blizzard has yet to actually retcon that. In fact, Steve Danusa reinforced in an interview with Bellular Gaming saying that Arthas wasn't mind-controlled. And this follows through with the entire book. People like to imagine Arthas as being this noble hero.
Wait, so he was never mind-controlled? I thought he was... I thought there was some kind of like influence from Ner'zhul. Because, dude, because I remember watching the cinematic, I guess like the cutscene where he was like walking up to the throne, like you hear all the whispers in his ears, like, you know, all the people that he's kind of like, kind of, you know, fucked over and let down, like, like personal shit, you know, Uther, his father, everyone that's, you know, he's come in contact with. I thought he was like kind of like warped in a sense.
Tainted by Frostmourne, but he was slipping long before then. Arthas was arrogant, quick to anger, and quick to violence well before the plague even became an issue in Lordaeron. Uther chides him for his bloodlust on the second mission of the human campaign. Even the dungeon they made out of Stratholme in Wrath of the Lich King shows Arthas never once showing even the slightest bit of remorse or even sadness over the destruction and slaughter. There's all this art of Arthas weeping over Stratholme and staring at the blood on his hands in guilt, but in reality, he's assured and confident in his decision, and then chases after Mal'Ganis to seek revenge. The reality of Arthas' story is that Ner'zhul acted like he was pulling the strings, but he was just another casualty to Arthas' lust for power, and he has never once not been in control of his own actions. Arthas, as a character, has always been driven to rage when people get in his way, and his story both in the book and in-game reinforce that.
Now, see, I can kind of understand that. But again, I feel as though if someone is so driven to rage as their like immediate response, I kind of feel, oh shit, I kind of like one shot of that. I kind of feel like it's not so much the responsibility of the people around him, but I feel the people around him, they should be like such a positive influence in his life to where, what the fuck is that? Oh, I'm gonna skin that. I feel as though the people in his life should be, I mean, and of course, like, yeah, he showed the clips with Uther and, you know, kind of talking to him. But, ooh, level up. Sick. But there should be, I don't know, maybe like, I feel as though if the right person was in his ear, kind of really guiding him and directing his anger, maybe things would turn out different for him. But a lot of you guys said that, you know, it was pretty much destined to happen regardless. But for that point, I would think that maybe the people around him, maybe, I don't know if they just gave up too soon or what, but the time that he was a paladin, I don't think he was that far gone to where, hey, yeah, come here, you big ugly bitch. Okay, homie wants me to join the fucking, what the fuck? Vaccines cause autism. I don't know if I should. Fine, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Sure. All right, if this guild is kind of fucked up, I'm leaving though. But I mean, I don't know if people around him just gave up too soon on him or what, and just left him to his own devices. Like I said. All right, they're kind of spamming some fuck shit. I'll see where it goes, but I don't know. That's a tough one to chew on. I think Arthas really just, I mean, yeah, you had people in his life, but again, I don't know if it seems like they just fucking gave up. I mean, to me, again, I don't know all the nuances of everything. Because again, I'm pretty sure there are more cases where people tried to reach out to him, and I don't know if it just fell on deaf ears or what. But there's always something that I feel as though there's always something that someone can do for someone else. You know, maybe that's just ignorance on my part.
In the Halls of Reflection, when an Alliance party speaks to Uther, Uther makes reference to the idea that the piece of Arthas that still lingers inside the Lich King may be all that's keeping the Scourge from eradicating Azeroth. This is one of the many arguments used to support a redemption for Arthas, in that he's no longer in control and he's subjected to the whims of the Lich King. But when you finally get to the final boss fight, you learn that the real reason he hasn't unleashed the Scourge like Locust is because he was waiting for the champion to come and fight him so that he could kill her and raise her into a harbinger of death and destruction and make the Scourge completely unstoppable. People suspect he's still a good person deep down, and he openly says no. But this moment stands out for me for different reasons. It's not a revelation about Arthas, but about Uther. It's evocative of a scene in Return of the Jedi when Obi-Wan tells Luke.
Yeah, I that's what I thought, man. I felt as though everything that was happening to Arthas was kind of like the same thing happening to Anakin. But it's crazy that he also made that connection.
That Anakin Skywalker ceased to exist and became Darth Vader. That
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker is dead. But the main point of Anakin's story is that Obi-Wan is wrong. Anakin never died or became a separate personality. He's sunk so far into grief and regret that he's tried so hard to forget everything about his old life because it only causes him pain. And he becomes angry when someone reminds him of it. It's an extremely unhealthy coping mechanism to try and put the past behind you in every possible way. And ultimately, Anakin proves both Obi-Wan's assertion and his own to be false. The assertion that Anakin Skywalker died and was replaced with Darth Vader is something that Obi-Wan tells himself because he just can't accept the reality that his friend and student would willingly turn to evil. Uther is Obi-Wan in this scenario, unable to accept what became of his pupil and inventing a reassuring fantasy to avoid accepting it, even as he suffers the torment of Frostmourne. It's a sobering moment, and you really feel sorry for Uther being unable to accept the truth, and he probably never will. Because when you find the silver hand badge on Arthas' corpse, he flat out says that the memories of Arthas before killing him are the memories that he chooses to keep. Uther willfully admits that he's going to continue lying to himself. And that's actually really heartbreaking. The entire attitude around the chest is sad, really. When you kill Arthas as part of the Shadowmourne quest, he drops an item called the Sealed Chest. When you take it to Darien to open it, you discover that Arthas kept several sentimental trinkets from his days before the Scourge. A locket from Jaina, a badge from the Silver Hand that Uther bestowed on him, and a training sword from his days training with Muradin.
Wow, he got a locket from Jaina? Yeah, I think one of you guys did say that at the end of the day, like, Arthas, like, had feelings for Jaina. Huh. Damn.
Rather bittersweet trinkets that a lot of people use as proof that Arthas still had his humanity. But what stands out to me is that all of these trinkets represent people he failed or betrayed. These people were Arthas' friends in life, and all of them were gravely hurt by him. And when you turn them into their owners, they all have rather depressing reactions. Jaina believes Arthas will be free from the grip of Frostmourne, and Muradin blames himself for what Arthas has become for finding Frostmourne in the first place. What truly hammers in just how
Wait. Muradin's alive? Wait, didn't he die when... The fuck? I thought he died when Arthas picked up Frostmourne.
Shockingly in denial, all of them are, is that among this chest of sentimental and nostalgic trinkets, there's also a vial of blood that he took from Sylvanas. Lying right there.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
It's a souvenir from a woman he killed, raised, and kept somewhere so that he could continue to torture her. Had the chest only contained the
Well, I I don't know how I can defend him on that. All his personal sentimental valuables and a blood of Sylvanas, a capsule with Sylvanas' blood. Man, fuck Arthas. You're making this hard. You're making this very difficult, man. Oh God. Oh God, why would he have that with those things? Oh God.
The 3 bittersweet trinkets, people could have made a case for Arthas being truly good in his heart. A reductive and poorly thought out case, but a case nonetheless. But this being among them paints a much darker picture of Arthas' psyche.
It does!
This stops resembling a heartbreaking memento of better days and starts to more resemble the mementos of a serial killer and possible rapist. It reminds me of how Ted Bundy used to keep the severed heads of his victims as mementos. The items in this chest prove that, yes, Arthas still had his humanity. He was still himself deep down, and I can think of nothing to say about Arthas that would be more damning than that.
The dirty bum, bum, bum.
Fuck?
I dearly hope that there's a special place in hell waiting for you, Arthas.
Holy shit! Well, guys. Fuck, man. That was interesting. Again, I don't know if, you know, if Arthas could have been redeemed. I don't know if he deserves like a redeeming arc. I mean, it's tough. After learning all of that, it is, oh, I'm gonna die. It is definitely tough. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Fuck. Nope, wait. I knew I wouldn't die. Shit, my inventory's full. What is this? I can't use this. Well, oh, God. Guys, let me know what you thought about all that. Do you guys still believe Arthas needs a, you know, a redemption arc? But for me, I mean, I know he's done some very horrible things. I don't believe he deserves not so much a redemption arc, but more so a penance arc, I guess. But I mean, I guess that's why currently he's in the Maw. I believe that's where Uther tossed him. So I don't know if they're gonna do anything with that, or I don't know. But that whole you know, stance, that whole man, that whole what's the word I'm looking for? That whole claim that you know, he possibly, you know, raped Sylvanas. I would need to see proof for that. I mean, having a, you know, a vial of her blood is not good. It is not a good look for Arthas. And having her, you know, be what was it, restrained in a coffin or something? It's not a good look. But to say that he raped her, I would need to see proof. If there is, then shit. Man, oh man. Guys, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know what you thought. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna do a little bit more farming. I have some things to think over. This definitely kind of it threw a monkey wrench in my whole plan. And if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My God, Arthas, it's not looking good for you, boy. Take care. Bye bye.